Hey, what's up? I'm Jeff Moody. I'm lead pastor at Revolve Church in Durham, North Carolina. Most of you probably know that. If you don't, though, somehow you got this video. And we're just a few days away from Easter 2015, and I'm real fired up about it. I'm very excited about it. I've only been a lead pastor now for almost right at 3 years, and in 3 years I've learned something that I wanted to share today. That I wish more pastors would share. At Revolve Church, the church I lead, we have an extremely outward focused vision. We're focused on those that aren't here yet, and I want to tell you a fact that I've learned. It's just this is a unavoidable deal. This thing kind of happens, and it hurts when it happens. People come into your life, and people come into your church. And for whatever reason, at some point, they leave and they never come back. And they make it known that they're never coming back. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just disappear, and you wonder what happens to them. And as a pastor, man, I want to say this unapologetically. That stuff hurts sometimes. It's frustrating sometimes because as pastors of churches, we've sold out to advance the kingdom of God, and somehow we've failed to either communicate clearly the vision of the church, or somehow we got distracted and we debated maybe a really hard issue to the point that we made somebody feel uncomfortable that they couldn't come back, or we made a decision that had to be made, maybe offended a few people. But for whatever reason, can I tell you something? That as a pastor of a church, any pastor would look you in the eyes and say, man, if I've offended you, it was not my intention. My intention is not to offend you with my opinions or with my personality. My intention has always been as a pastor of a church to spread and share and invite others to the love of Jesus Christ. That's it. And sometimes we get bogged down in some of the most ridiculous stuff that people's feelings get hurt and opinions get disrupted. And can I tell you this as a pastor? I don't get it right every single time, okay? I don't. And no other pastor does either. But this Easter, I want to just take a special moment. I want to say, that if you're watching this and you've left the church for some reason, maybe it's a real reason your feelings are still hurt. Or maybe it's a trivial reason. Maybe you would acknowledge today it's trivial. I left over something petty that didn't even involve me, or whatever reason that you found and made a decision to leave the church. As pastor of a church, I want to invite you back to church. I want you to come back. And here's why I want you to come back, because I'm sorry that you felt mistreated. And if a pastor or even myself made a mistake, I'm sorry. And I want you to forgive me. And I want us to move forward. And I want you in church. I want you back in church. If it's not my church, go back to your church or some church. Find a church and go back to church. Here's why. My kids need it. I have 4 children. Your kids need it. Your grandkids need it. We need a culture of people that's going to rise up and say, you know what? Easter Sunday's right around the corner, and I've got a choice to make. I can either stay at home and not celebrate the core of Christianity. The only reason we have Christianity today is because of the resurrection. Because without the resurrection, we're worshiping a dead man. But because of the resurrection, we're worshiping a Jesus that's alive, a God that's alive. And I'm inviting you back to church. I want you to put aside all the stuff that ever happened. And I want you to receive the apology, and I want you to extend the forgiveness, and I want you to come back to church. If it's our church, come back. Revolve Church, we have 2 services now, 9 a.m. and 10:30. We meet at Stadium 10 Movie Theater at Northgate Mall. And I can promise you one thing. If you show up at our church, not just Easter Sunday, but any Sunday, you're going to receive open arms, loving high fives, loving smiles, hugs if you want them, because we love you. Because our vision at Revolve Church is to love God and to love people. And we love you. Can't wait to hear how many people decided after this video to go back to church this year. Today. Do it today. Put it on your calendar and make it happen. I'm so excited and proud of you for making the right decision. God bless. Have a great day.